Hey guys, I'm back, ready for part 2 of this little mini series I'm doing. And this time around it's going to be how many tokens to become a millionaire. I know lots of you guys have been asking for this one, and I've been working on this one really hard, and I'm finally able to bring it to you guys. And I really can't wait to show you. Okay? If you haven't watched the part 1 of this little series, please do so. I'll recap a little bit. Skip past that when I get to it if you've already seen the first one, but it'll really help you understand everything if you watch that, because I cover everything in much greater detail in terms of how my new calculator works, and I won't be able to recap it all here. So let's run the intro. Okay, and again guys, please like and sub. Alright, please go over to my channel and sub it, and make sure you click the notification bell. It really helps me and it warms my heart to see all your nice comments as well. And I'm gonna try something a bit different today. If I reach 200 likes on this video, I'm going to make a new video later on next week, or well, whenever I reach 200 likes. And I'm going to break down exactly what you need to do in your life to try and achieve this 1 million tokens in 5 years. You'll see it's not that hard from my videos from my content I'm about to show you. But if you guys want a full breakdown, get us to 200 likes and I'll do it for you. All right, let's jump on into it. Okay, you guys have already seen this, but I'm going to really quickly go over again my few variables. Okay, so I have the sILV percentage claimed, the sell pressure, and the ILV staking rate. And all these mean are that I'm trying to figure I've done a few variances on my charts based on if someone has claimed sILV, how much they're selling onto the market after they receive revenue distribution, and how much they are staking after the revenue distribution has been given out. And this kind of feeds back into my revenue and my different price loops and things to show the token price over time. And it also tells me what sort of revenue distribution and the compounding effect on it if you're staking every single time you receive rewards from this protocol, from this tokenomics. Okay, it really is quite a circular loop. There's almost always going to be more money coming in than going out of ILV. And what really helps that is that it's deflationary. After this staking period, no more ILV will ever be minted, capped at 10 million, but because of sILV, it's less than that, since that burns out of the supply, and it will never exceed those numbers. It will always the supply will slowly decrease. There's very few projects out there that do that. Even Bitcoin is still going to have some Bitcoin minted for another decade or so. Okay, so this is truly a unique project. Okay, now I've got a bunch of charts to show you, similar to the ones I showed you in the last bit. So what I'm looking at now is I've messed around with the amount of tokens you start with this compounding revenue distribution setup. Okay, and what that means is that also I'm not including staking rewards in this, but I will cover that a little bit at the end. But basically, if you start, you can see it here. I'll show you. So if you start over here with 1 token, right? Because of revenue distribution and how it works, the next year you're on 1.27. It doesn't seem like much, but it really compounds. But it starts to get even more drastic when you go up higher. But let me just double check. So for this video, I've actually used my balanced. Sorry, I'm jumping around a bit. Okay. So I have a few scenarios down the bottom here, but for this video, I'm only going to be using the balanced scenario because, well, there were just way too many charts to make, and I can do them down the road, but it didn't make sense to do them here. And I'm only using the Blizzard figures. So these are the figures that Blizzard has had over the last 10 years. That have added 5 years on top of that with what I project it could be quite generously. But I'm using that revenue to try and determine these figures and how long it might take you to become a millionaire. So this is a little bit on the bullish side. I could have used the conservative numbers, but I really do believe in these figures here. So this is what I'm sticking with. Okay, now that's out of the way. The balanced one is actually 20% ILV claimed and 40% sell pressure. That means that 20% of people are claiming sILV when they receive their RevDiz, and 40% of them are selling back onto the market, and I've got the rest staking it. Okay, and you're going to be one of those people if you want to be a millionaire very, very quickly. You can see that one token ends you up in 15 years, 28.62 token. Right? That's a 28x for doing practically nothing in a balanced environment. Okay? 2 tokens. Some people that haven't really done this sort of thing before might think 2 tokens, 57 tokens in 15 years, or 56 tokens. Actually very close. You start getting to like 5 tokens though, and it actually decreased a little bit. So 3 tokens, about 85. So it steps up a little bit, but it really does make a huge difference. So if you had 1 token and you got barely 0.3 as a reward straight after for the next year, but if you had 3 tokens, you got a full ILV as a reward. And then that ILV is going to give you so much more revenue distribution down the road. Okay. So I've gone through and I've done all this for you. Okay. So, oh no, I didn't just use the balanced one. That's for the next video. Sorry. I used all of them. Okay. So I'm going to quickly run through what these each are. Crypto winter is 70% of people selling and 10% of people claiming sILV. Again, the rest are staking. The valuable NFTs is 50% people claiming because they're finding that the NFTs are more valuable than their revenue distribution, and thus they're playing the game more. Okay? And 25% of them are selling just to make a profit on the side, help upkeep all their other stuff as well. The investing economy is 20% sell and only 10% claiming sILV, and the rest are staking. And you're really not getting heaps of revenue distribution because most are staking. But it's great for token price, believe me. And the balanced one, as I said before, is 40% sell and 20% claim. Now, I'm going to look at all these, but I'm going to do balanced last because I have a little surprise for you at the end. So please stick around. With valuable NFTs, I've listed the amount of tokens you need to become a millionaire after 10 years, 5 years, and 3 years. And you'll notice some really big jumps because that's how parabolic these numbers go. And I'll point that out for you right now. With 6 tokens, okay, 6 tokens, you're a millionaire after 10 years. Right here, 2032. See that? That's your total token value. If you sold all your tokens, you're a millionaire. That's that. Right? Only 6 tokens to start with. I'm sure many of you can afford 6 tokens, and you don't really need to. You can stake 1 or 2, and the staking rewards will help you get there in the SLP pool. So just keep that in mind for the rest of these. But to be a millionaire in half the time, it takes more than 10 times more tokens. You see how that's 100 tokens now? This is partly based on the valuable NFTs proposition, where sILV is burnt out, and then later on down the track, everyone's making money, basically. But it does. It takes half the amount of time with 10, 15 times more tokens. And to be a millionaire in 3 years, it takes double the tokens again, 200 tokens. Yeah. I'm going to focus on the total, the compounding token value on this one. So that's basically if you keep compounding your revenue distribution, that's the amount of tokens that you own, and that's just the value of them, okay? I'm going to focus on that. If you guys want to pause the video and look at the other parts of the chart, be my guest. Way too much to cover, but unless I do like a 2-hour long video, all right? Believe me. I don't think anyone wants that, but if anyone wants me to really go to one of them, just leave a comment down below. Right. In Crypto Winter, this one was quite funny. When I was making it, I couldn't stop laughing. With 0.2 tokens, in 10 years, you'll be a millionaire. Isn't that wonderful? If that many people are selling, everyone's rich. That's staking. Because you're going against the herd and you're getting rewarded for it, basically. It's crazy to think about. Okay. For 5 years in the crypto winter scenario, 20 tokens to reach $1 million. And in the 3-year scenario, 120 tokens. I know many of you whales out there have 120. I really wish I did. My goal is about 30 to 40. So think about what your goals are and then look at this accordingly. All right. Then you've got the investing economy. Remember, that's the one where lots of people are staking. So to get it in 10 years, you need 20 tokens. Comparatively to valuable NFTs, that's like 3 times more tokens you need to be a millionaire in 10 years. So this one is probably not what a lot of people hope are going to happen. It might happen to a degree, but your tokens are still going up. So try not to be too greedy. Believe me, I fall into that trap. For 5 years, 85 tokens. And then finally, for 3 years, 150 tokens. So it actually balances out quite a bit. Remember in the first one, I went from 6, 100, 200. This is actually a lot more balanced, 20, 85, 150. It's like, it's quite linear in its progression in the amount of tokens you need to get to that point. So this is actually quite a balanced scenario. The balanced one I consider the most balanced, but this is quite balanced too. And now we'll jump into the balanced one. 10 years, you need just 10 tokens. I say that like everyone should have 10 tokens. I know not everyone can afford it, but I still believe that if you're in crypto and you've made lots of gains, this is personally my exit strategy, ILVium, and this is the exact reason why, okay? For 5 years, 80 tokens, a relatively big jump, but not unlike anything we've seen before. And then a huge jump to 200 tokens for a 3-year millionaire, all right? I know you guys probably hoped that these numbers of tokens were a lot lower. These are different scenarios. It could play out differently. And then there's also land. And I'm going to get into that into part 3. So if you're waiting for that, get ready, all right? And I said I had a surprise for you at the end with this one. This is how many tokens it would take you in a balanced environment. Let me just zoom out on that one. In a balanced environment to be a billionaire in 10 years. Yeah, 3,000 tokens. All right. That's a lot of money, but really that's $300,000. That's, I think the T4 isn't selling for that much below that. Okay. Even a balanced scenario, if you keep compounding, for the cost of a T4, you might be able to reach, no, I think a T4 is a lot less than 300K. But still, you might be able to reach billionaire status in 15 years. No, 10 years. In 10 years. So just food for thought. Actually, it's more like 12 years. Sorry, that's my bad, guys. It's probably more like 3,500. Took me a while to get up to this one. But I hope you guys really enjoyed it. Again, please like down below and I'll do a full breakdown on how you can get your first million with ILVium. I'm probably going to do it for myself anyways, but I really want those 200 likes. All of your support definitely means so much to me, and stay tuned for the next video.